Alright, boys, we are live, and we got the McDoozle sleeping.
It's wake up time! Ah. Good day, or evening.
Turn your phone
or
back
whatever you
sideways.
do. Oh, back sideways.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Alright.
Alright, so everyone who doesn't know, this is my brother. He goes by McDoozle.
What's going on, everyone? How are you doing today? I hope everybody has been good. Perhaps. Hope everyone has been Ganesh.
Alright, so yeah, I heard today you were feeling a little under the weather. Heard you had some back pains. Is everything feeling?
Oh
feeling
yeah, oh yeah, tell me about it. I was feeling the hurt. But ice and heat, and ice and heat, and ice and heat made it go away. So I'm feeling better now.
That's good. I'm glad you're feeling better. So what do you want to
Yeah.
get into first?
Oh, let's see here. Let's go with the old
Alright, let's just start with this. Since this is technically a gaming channel, what was your favorite
Yeah.
video game growing up?
Oh, favorite video game? My favorite video game? Probably Bomberman.
Any specific one?
No, I just like the whole premise of Bomberman Kirby thing where you could just kind of run around and become something and then lay out traps and pick up stuff and yeah, it was fun.
Alright, awesome. Do you remember the first video game you ever played?
Oh man, probably the first video game that we probably played was what was it, like Super Mario Brothers?
Incredible.
Yeah, but Dad did buy an NES at one point, but did we play different ones at the restaurant?
What's the source of his
Oh
back pain?
yeah, there was it was like Hudson Island or something.
Yeah, I think that's what it was, on the arcade machine.
Yeah.
And Pac-Man.
Yeah, ooh, Packies. Ooh. Ooh.
So,
Packies.
our parents used to own a restaurant back when I was just a wee lad, like, toddler baby. My brother is 4 years
TJ's
older than me. And yeah, they had a little arcade section. So the chat wants to know, what is the source of your back pain?
Oh, it's like at the right at my pelvis, right at the back, right at the top of the spine, kind of, or the
I think they want to know
Above my
where did it come from? How did it happen?
Oh well,
No.
Who knows, right? I'll say I'm old, but probably from getting handed to one too many times in the ice. Life aims you.
I was gonna say you've never broken a bone, right? But I don't think that's true
Right.
in your adult years.
Right? No, I have not. No, I have not. I've been.
Didn't you like
only fractured a few?
Yeah, you fractured a vertebrae.
Yeah, I've fractured a few. Yeah, yeah. About like my C7 had that fractured, and then a couple here and there's down my spine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about some other things. What is your favorite conspiracy?
Oh man, let me tell you about it. Well, it has to do with the fact or information. I shouldn't say facts because allegedly, where did we come from as people?
Oh, so
Is
that's
it-
your favorite one? How humanity came alive? Did the is the planet
how
is the planet
we were,
seeded?
either created or advanced in our ways by a more advanced civilization.
Is that what you lean towards? You think the planet was seeded?
I wanna say a little. I don't wanna say nothing is indefinite, but it's always a
This is absolute
crapshoot.
gold.
When the more you hear about information, that
I'm glad you like it.
we
sauce,
were some kind of unintelligible wiggle worm like this, and then along came Mr. Smart Guy and advanced this wiggle worm into
Okay, so
awesomeness.
is that you think there was life on the planet and then something higher up came along and like pushed it in a direction?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. We were, putting them along. Who say how ill-advanced or advanced we were, but we were taken as an animal and turned into intelligent beings for, the advancement of another civilization, perhaps.
So how do you think life itself started on this planet? Do you think it was like abiogenesis, like just like
Oh
a
man.
lightning strike hit the goo?
Well,
Or-
yeah. Well, I mean, either way, somebody had to fire off something. It had to have been somebody had to do something. So whether we are not created, accidental, or
Deep down in these
intentional,
things.
creation, creating.
All right, let's go deeper into this. So you think something pushed us into the direction of evolving into what we are today?
The Anunnaki.
Whoever they may be, have they hung around?
Whoever.
Have they come back? Have they died off? Where are they now?
Well, that's the thing is, some have left, some have stayed, others have, well, who knows where others went. But there's some information out there. I like to try and take as much in as possible and then try and weed out the crap. But who is delegating what's crap and what's not?
Yeah, that's true. That's where critical
'Cause, I
thinking
mean-
faculties come into play.
Yeah. So it can get pretty weird.
So would you say that have you seen the movie Prometheus?
I have not seen
Oh.
it all the way. I mean, I've heard about it. I mean, I
Have you
understand
seen
the
the
premise of
beginning?
it. It seems like advanced civilization goes to advance. Excuse me. It goes to advance a non-advanced civilization. Only to wind up advancing them too far to where they retaliate and knock off the higher uppers to the point of they become higher up themselves, and then they repeat the process. It's like we're advancing ourselves to the point of where we are going to be the ones seeding or advancing other life forms soon enough.
You think we're gonna do that in our lifetime?
Oh man, in our lifetime, it's probably we've been messing around with biogenics and all that kind of craziness, genetics and cloning and all other crap. We've been messing with it for a while, but not to the level that it's going to take.
Yeah, I don't think we figured out how to create life yet.
No.
Besides the old,
Yeah.
Peeing in the
Wishing
butt.
one hand and spooging the other. But there is a pan-sparing thing where the ancient Egyptians believed that their pharaohs would go shuffle some baby gravy into the Nile every chance they could get to perpetuate life. So
would they really?
yes, that's for reals. Yeah, the pharaohs, it was their duty to
That's the thing.
shuffle
That was a
hand
chapter I skipped in the
knuckleballs
history
into
book.
the Nile.
Eugenics.
Oh, all right. We got a chat request. The
Oh,
topic is eugenics.
Oh, whoa. Okay.
So I don't know what they possibly mean by this. Maybe like the 1920s? Do you think there are like Spartan type eugenics? Do you think a form of eugenics should exist?
Oh, should I think a form of eugenics should exist?
I'm gonna take it in that direction. Do you think a form of
Okay.
eugenics should exist?
Right. It's. I mean, it's always going to exist. You know, people are always going to want better, you know, or to, you know, judge something else, or to have their 2 cents. So it's probably something we're never going to be able to get rid of.
I'm not sure
nobody
he knows what
wants
eugenics is.
Half-assed
The
stuff.
entertainment value of this man is
I'm
incredible.
gonna go ahead
People
and clarify.
want to put in their best and get the best. But
Kind of.
who says what's best
Yeah.
is probably what's the real...
Okay, so yeah, that would be the level at which I am. Who is the one who decides who stays and who goes?
Yeah.
Like, at what point will I
Because-
be killed off because I'm not good enough?
Well, that's the thing, is you would have to create something or have something created better than you yourself. And that's the thing, is the human body is great. Whether
great,
it's extra digits or not.
Yeah, I guess I'm assuming the chat meant, should we have something like
Never
the Spartans?
assume, because when you assume, you make an ass out of
I'm
you
just
and
saying,
me.
if a child was born with like a genetic defect, or we knew they were gonna die by the age of 10 or something like that, should we end the life?
Well, that's the
before
$1 million
wasting
question. Who is given the, you know, the right to take another life?
LOL.
It's not very. This isn't gonna be a fun one, kids.
It's not a fun topic to discuss.
No, it isn't. It isn't. But your boy McDoozle knows what to do.
Okay, if you were president, what would you do?
Whoa. I'm never gonna be able to be president. But
Well, who knows?
let's all think for a second. What would it be like?
What would it be like?
Sunshines and rainbows.
What would be? What would be the first thing you did if you became president?
Oh, come on. That's a try and fix all the shit that the last president
No.
fucked up.
I'm just saying. Like, is there like an issue that you would die on a hill for?
Well, that's the thing, is I haven't found it yet.
So the answer is
I
no.
haven't found it yet.
Ha 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 ha.
And it's a rough one.
CE.
Too many issues, not enough solutions.
Well, that's true.
But that's always the problem with anybody and everything.
All right, do me a favor real quick. Turn your camera and let's look at all the knives you have.
Oh.
Everyone wants to see
Well,
those.
I mean,
They're- Oh, I meant like, yeah, aim. Yeah, there you go. Show us your little
the wall?
Yeah, your little collection there.
Okay, well, we got, like, you know, we got a boomerang up there. Cold steel makes it really nice. Good stuff. This one here is a limestone. It's a kind of like a butcher style. Mainly, I like to restore things that have become ugly and distasteful. So what I do is I restore old knives and kitchen implements and things like that to their restorational beauties.
Now,
Cleavers.
what would you say that you do with those?
Is he familiar with the knife enthusiast Will Keith?
Most of these,
I don't know.
whether they be cleavers or like kiritsuki, I'm not sure. You're better Japanese than I am on this one. But they have
No,
chopping.
I'm just saying, what do you use them for?
Me? Let's see. Well, I just
Wall
use them
decoration?
to sharpen, to keep them sharp, and to resharpen.
The
But
chat
they're
wants to
mainly
know.
for, you know, meat and vegetables and things like that. That, you know, chop, chop, chop.
Chat wants to know if you have heard of a man named Will Keith, who is a knife enthusiast.
I have not. I don't
no.
follow too many of them. I should follow more of them, but I haven't been. I nose to the grindstone sort of thing.
Speaking of stones, I am told that you have a large collection of stones.
Well, you are told, correct. But I only have a few. I only have a few out. I've got quite a bit of, let's see here. Hopefully you guys can see this better. I don't know if you can see that very well. I've got a few out right now. I've got a few out here and there.
Absolutely incredible.
But the stones and their meanings is kind of a tricky thing, you know.
Do you have any favorites?
Well, I mean, like this guy right here. So one of my faves.
Give us some information about that one. Is that pyrite?
No. It's titanium quartz. So what they do is they coat quartz in titanium dust, and then they heat it up, and it causes it to become, I guess, anodized maybe, or polychromed, or whatever it is that they do with it. Kind of weird.
Does it do anything? Does it have a meaning? A power?
Well, I mean, they all do something. They all either, like, I've got this one right here is supposed to be, like, real important. It's one of the orgone generators.
What's in that?
This in here is obsidian, gold, copper, and more obsidian. So it's a it eats negative energy and spits out positive energy, kind of thing. We live right next to one of these huge towers, cell phone towers. It's not super huge, but it's big enough. It's got a big ass generator on it, so we're thinking it's got a 5G generator.
What are your okay, let's spin off of that. What do you think about 5G?
Oh, let's kill everybody. It depends. Now, 5G is, you know, if you're using it in the sense of anything over is considered a weapon, you know, in government terms. If you're like when they switch from 4G to 5G, when you hit into the 5 gigahertz band, it starts to, you know, react with water in molecules. It starts to excite and do all that goodness. So they're having reports of these. I mean, and it's blatantly obvious to see where they turn these 5G generators and stuff on. You know, and that's, what is it? Pumping lots of energy on a low bandwidth or a high bandwidth. I'm not too familiar with how it works, but all I know is it can be used as a weapon in a sense of if it's turned on and directed towards people, it causes the water molecules in your cells to cook off.
How close would, okay, let's say in the cell phone tower, for example, how close would we have to be to feel the effects?
That's the thing is, I mean, we can see we see it right outside our back window. You know, I mean, it's
applause too.
If I was to, here, I'll take it. I'm gonna go outside here. Don't. Hey, what's up? Oh wait, I can't claim or anything. Yeah, any music that you hear on this is not blah 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 blah.
You can sing all you want.
Ooh, hey. But yeah, okay.
Oh, you're cutting out.
Oh man, there he is. And as we walk to...
Alright, chat, so he's walking away from the Wi-Fi signal right now, so he might get dropped. Maybe his cell phone will pick up.
This thing out.
Hold on, your picture's cutting out because I think you're in between Wi-Fi and your cell. Oh, there you go. Alright, where's the cell phone tower? There it is, look at it!
So here's me.
Your voice is cutting out a little bit.
That's too close.
Oh, we just lost picture.
Oh no! What happened?
Control.
Maybe you have to hit the camera.
Alright, I hit it.
Oh, there you go. You're back.
I'm back, okay. Okay, there it is, okay. You gotta watch out for that 5G interference.
Awesome. Do you think that the that is a 5G tower?
I think it has possibility of becoming one. Because, I mean, it has a generator on it. So, I mean, it's probably, I don't know what they have it hidden into, or what they have it dialected up as, or was.
I think the 5G antenna kind of looks like a big 5-gallon bucket, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, they've got small ones that look just like streetlights. So who knows?
Chat is already requesting your weekly segment.
Oh, yeah?
They sure are.
What does that mean?
That means they've been teased that you're going to get a weekly episode, and they want it.
All right.
They like what they see.
Be prepared. It's going to get deep. Alex Jones? Who?
Gay fraud.
So how long are we playing for on this?
We're playing for as long as you can keep up. Since you mentioned Alex Jones, is there anything...
Oh, no, okay.
Is there anything that he says that you kind of subscribe to? Do you think they're putting chemicals in the water to turn the frogs gay?
Whoa, easy there, Buck Rangers. Easy there. Let me tell you something. Of course they're putting things in our water, but of course, you know, they have to, because we as a people complain that we're being poisoned and that we need to be protected and this, that, and the other, and so the man likes to protect you.
The sound clips only work on Twitch, I'm sorry.
But yes, there is everything in the water, and you know, you got the fluoride's gonna get you. The fluoride is gonna get you. You gotta get your third eye open, waking it up.
But you don't drink from any kind of water filters or anything.
No, I don't. But I try to decalcify my pineal gland because it's important.
Is it important?
Yeah, of course it's important. It allows you to connect with your etherealness and, you know, kundalini up the spine, whatnot. Everybody loves that.
So you believe in the chakras and all that?
Oh, absolutely. Gotta have the chakras. Gotta keep them all in mind and stuff. If you're a man, grow some fucking hair. Oh wait, am I supposed to not say the F word?
No, this is a mature audience, so you're fine.
Oh, good. Glad that there's mature-ers in here.
So why don't you grow a mustache?
Oh. I don't like it on my face. I don't like it. I don't like mustaches. Something about the in you know, my food and when you gotta get down on that kitty. Meow meow.
So the weird thing about me and my brother is I can grow this really nasty mustache, and he can grow a full beard.
I can grow hair anywhere. What you talking about? Let's not do a. You got the Native Americanness. I got the Scottishness. What can I say?
Can you do us a Scottish accent?
Has he seen Bigfoot in his travels?
Oh, that's a good one.
I could try, but it's gonna cost ya.
Give us some William Wallace.
Well, I don't like William Wallace. He's all right, but I mean, I don't want to make fun of him. I'd rather make fun of like somebody like Gregor McGregor. That is a real person.
No more.
If you check your history.
All right, the chat wants to know. In your years of wilderness, have you ever come across a Bigfoot, the Sam Squanch?
Ooh, I have not personally, but I've seen what I would hope to think, being that I know what animals look like, and I know how animals react in, you know, their environment, to enough to say they're there. They've got to be there.
You definitively believe Bigfoot exists?
I want to.
Well, that's a good
but
response.
I can't hold up anything personally and say
in the bottle behind
definite.
Him?
I've just seen enough to be like, well, it's gotta be.
Okay, so. But if I had to put you in, you believe they're real or you don't believe they're real, you would go into the believe they're real.
Oh yeah. Got to, because
Do you think people have found
the
actual
world is-
evidence?
Yes. There's some, a few pieces of footage and a few items of interest that I've seen on the tube that are in my eyes impossible to fake. Like, take for one the first
Chad, I'm not sure what you mean
Patterson-Gimlin
by the
film
bottle.
that was taken in California.
Okay, I was about to say the MacGruber film, but yeah, I'm glad. I guess you knew the real.
Yeah, good thing. Yeah, MacGruber film?
I
You mean
don't
JFK's with the Bigfoot?
I don't know.
No,
People
man.
got films.
No,
So
Patterson-Gimlin.
you think that's a real footage?
Yeah, because that's a female Bigfoot with titties.
Oh, so you think it's a female?
Yeah.
I think you're the first person that's
Oh, it
told
is.
me
No, it
it's a
is.
female.
Yeah, because you can see, and they say that there's the Bigfoot-esque guys. They say it's a female, and when I did notice and I did see the boobie, when you're seeing it walk away and you see the boobie, you're like, even if it was fake, why in the fuck would they make a hairy suited woman? No, that's impossible. And then it's like, wait a second, they couldn't have faked it because it's a woman Bigfoot. You're like, that Bigfoot's got titties, and you're like, holy shit, that's a big.
But I mean, the
swaying.
footage is so far away and so clear.
It's not that far away. It's not that far away. The only problem is, it's like, even if it was faked, how could they have known to anatomically correctly put a boobie on a Bigfoot? You
So there
think
you
that
go,
would have
Chad.
been
He
in
thinks that
any person's mind if
Sasquatch
they were
tits
actually trying to fake it?
are on the
Let's
video.
fake a woman Bigfoot. No, they put it on there. It's real. Because you can't fake that walk. You can't fake that sway. That thing was. You can't. Ugh, I couldn't have faked it.
I mean,
But
that's,
I mean,
that's what
even if
people
they
say.
were right, and then there's the only reason that they say it's fake is because you can't prove it's real. But it's real.
I don't know. In my opinion, I think it's just a dude in like a
It was legit.
in a costume.
Oh,
But
see,
you guys believe
when you
I've-
see the muscle, when you see the muscle underneath the hair move and kind of flex as it's doing its thing, that's the telltale thing of like what you're looking at. Try and find the videos and the pictures that show.
I mean, I'm looking at him right
the
now, and it looks like a dude in a
anatomy.
costume.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, look at the titty. You see the titty?
Do you
the
have
boob?
a theory
Excuse me,
on
the
what
breast?
is at the bottom of the money pit on Oak Island?
We're switching topics, but yes, I'm looking
Okay.
at. I see what you're calling a titty. I don't think it's in the right spot. I think it's just a shadow of the hair. It's a little on the stomach. I don't know. It doesn't look realistic to me. I'm not a believer in it. Just the fact that they are too rare. If they do exist, they would be
Thank
extinct.
goodness for your pessimism.
Yeah, thank goodness for my pessimism. All right. Apparently, we're switching gears. He's a Sam Squanch fan, guys. So all the Sam Squanch fans get in there. Bubbles, got a new fan.
Yeah.
Oak Island. Do you know about that? The money pit.
Oh yeah. Okay, so the Templar
like he's a
supposedly
believer.
had a treasure, and this treasure was supposedly buried in Oak Island in a menagerie of traps and booby-laden things that if you got down into this hole, apparently
Applause one.
it would, flood with seawater, and there was all these different mechanisms and traps and booby things and this, that, and the other. And so this has been a money pit since when? Since like the 1800s?
I don't remember when the first excavation was. It was when they had pictures. So I think it was in the 1900s is when they started excavating it.
Okay.
I'm gonna need facts from the chat because I know the chat may know the details.
Yeah. Okay, so like, Another possibility of is Captain Kidd. Apparently, the Freemasons, the Templars, and stuff like that. It the Freemasonry started in probably ancient times, but dog.
There's Dudley.
McDoozle is the most interesting man in the world.
So, the Oak Island Money Pit. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's something there. Or it's the biggest, laden booby trap that there ever has been. They have a TV show,
They do have a TV show,
that's
which they haven't found a single thing yet.
Yeah, well, I mean, they found a Roman sword, and they found some trinkets here and there.
I thought they took it to a historian and he said it was fake.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they found out that one of the families who owned the land or whatever claimed that it was from the money pit, but it actually wasn't. He bought it from like eBay or something, and when they took it to the Museum of Natural History or something like that in Canada, they were like, nope, it's fake.
Oh, really? Well, I mean, then again, it could be just a bamboozle hole.
Speaking of which, I think I'm gonna go ahead and lay down the title for your segment. I think it's just gonna be called the McDoozle Bamboozle.
Get bamboozled?
Just the McDoozle Bamboozle.
Yeah, right. McDoozle Bamboozle. Okay.
Because we don't know the things that you will speak about, if they are fact or fiction.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
They are gray, and the things that
I don't speak facts. I don't speak lies. I speak information.
The information that you could lay out there could blow people's minds.
Maybe they said that to throw them off the trail.
Yeah, but I mean, then again, it could be also information that's not right.
So some people are saying that
be prepared with a bag of salt.
Some people are saying that the museum lied to the people and said that it was fake to throw people off the trail.
Oh, absolutely.
There you
it's
go.
like
got them riled up
like
again.
The Smithsonian and stuff.
They're run by the Templars, obviously.
Snatch up. What's that?
I said they're run by the Templars.
Lurk.
Yeah, usually.
I
mean, and the thing about the Captain Kidd, I was watching a show on it last night in Madagascar. They found a piece of an ingot, a silver ingot, underwater in this place where where Captain Kidd, he had to scuttle his boat or ship or something and sank it. And they found a huge silver bar, and it was connected with the Knights Templar. And apparently, he was even connected
just
to
like
the
red-haired
Templars
giants in
through
North
Freemasonry.
America.
And so,
Red-haired
there's a possibility
giants.
of
Oh God, we're going into everything.
the treasure that was there. If it's been
Flavin, throw more facts about these
labeled,
accounts.
They hid the skulls at the
all the
Smithsonian.
dots have been
Why the color
basically
red?
leading to that spot.
So on the
X does not mark the spot.
Yeah, so I've got the Wikipedia up, and yeah, you're hitting on all the major things. It could be a Captain Kidd thing, could be a Templar thing, could be a Mason thing.
But I mean,
say Marie Antoinette's jewels
when you
could be
see
there.
all the conjecture, when you see it all together, it's like, is it just a big coincidence that they were all
He does believe in the Anunnaki.
labeled and as high up as they were? Sure.
Do you know anything about the red-haired giants in North America?
Oh yeah, in Loveland, California.
All right, give me the story.
The Paiute Indians used to have a story that they would talk about the red-haired giants that they had to battle and wipe out in Loveland Cave. Lovelock Cave, Loveland, I think it's Loveland. Lovelock Cave, something like that. Somewhere in California, where they had these dudes that were cannibals, double sets of teeth, 6 fingers on each hand, 6 toes on each foot, kind of thing. Dudes up to like 12, 13, 15 feet high. Giants.
Yeah,
real.
so I'm just getting the the details down. It's Lovelock, Nevada, in the United States.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Yeah, and these are
Yeah,
words that I
Lovelock
can't
Cave.
pronounce. Cetica,
Yeah.
Siduca, or There's a lot of words for these things. Yeah, it's talking about
The Paiute Indians.
yeah, the Paiute artifacts.
Yeah. In Afghanistan, there was a red-haired incident where a patrol of U.S. soldiers ran into a 15-footer, and it killed a soldier with a spear before they basically dumped hundreds of rounds in its face.
You're saying in modern times?
Yes, recently when the U.S. troops were in Afghanistan, they had come across a platoon, a patrol. A fire team went out and was doing this little goat trail or whatever, and they disappeared. And so they sent off another little fire team to go check them out, make sure they're okay. And they came up to this cave and they found clothes spattered with blood and equipment that was broken, laying strewn all about. And before they knew it, this thing it came out of the cave and impaled one of the soldiers straight up, killing him instantly, raising him over his head. And then this group of soldiers totally went balls to the wall, firing round upon round upon round upon hundreds of rounds in its face. And they said when they were done, they had it airlifted out, so the government knows what's going on. They know what's out there because they've run into it a few times.
I'm not really sure what to look up on that one to give the chat reference. The closest thing I found was called The Giants of Kandahar on Pinterest. So it's not that also is not giving a lot of information.
Right? Yeah. No. It's there's a video on YouTube that it's part of. It's a giant's friend or foe. I think that's one of them. Because I mean, in the United States, there have been settlements of giants. And this used to be a thing that was in the news, like in the 1800s, like all over the place. People would, finding in the dirt mounds of the mound builder peoples. The Indians would tell the stories of, basically the giants that they had sacrificed and they built these mounds on top of. And they're finding all these giants, like over 8 feet tall skeletons. But the Smithsonian has been super keen on scooping them up and making them go.
The chat has actually said that the red-haired giants are being hid at the Smithsonian.
Yeah, well, a couple of them, not just those ones, but they're different ones. Anything that doesn't fit to the whole Darwinian atmosphere of evolution.
All right, in the chat, I'm gonna post a link of my brother's story that he just talked about the giant in Kandahar. You guys have some reading material.
Yeah.
Hopefully
you'll find more information about it than I was given. But I mean, totally possible. And the thing about these giants is what you'll hear is there's 2 sets of teeth, fronts and backs, and they got 6 fingers and 6 toes in each one.
Yeah, that's what it was saying. It was saying stuff like that. So apparently, they're apparently cannibals.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's the thing.
But the thing is, how are these things staying alive? If these things exist, how are they staying alive? What are they eating?
Stragglers.
What stragglers? They just feed off of a random village? Like, oh,
Maybe.
Little Timmy went missing. The giants got him, I guess.
Or local animals. And then, once that's the thing is, I don't know how many are left. I don't know.
This is why I don't believe in these giant beings, is because the logistics of keeping them or a small tribe of them alive. Like, think how much human
it's always you only hear about one or two. It's not like it was back in the day where there was like a family of them.
Yeah, but even if there's like one or two,
or two.
So that means they're
that's
going
all
to
he
be
had
dead
left.
by they're going to age to
Yeah,
death.
and it's like, well, why are they even there? What's brought them about? And be like, oh, it ties back into the Nephilim.
All right, before we get into the Nephilim,
Oh,
the chat wants to get into some other things.
okay.
You mentioned the Anunnaki before. They want to get into that.
Absolutely, yeah.
Lullers.
Yeah.
Who are the Anunnaki?
The Anunnaki are a race of beings that come from the planet Nibiru, and which is
You're
about,
thinking of human
know,
metabolism, not Anunnaki.
and their planet is on a rotation that passes our Earth every 18,000 years.
I'm thinking about Earthlings, so it could be a dog's metabolism, a cat's
anyway,
metabolism.
They came to our planet,
The
I
amount of
guess.
calories you have to take in.
This is all.
That's why we don't have giant dinosaurs
allegedly.
anymore.
They came to our planet for gold because their atmosphere needed it, and their planet was falling apart and they're dying. So they took the hominids of our beginnings, and they advanced them by breeding them.
He's
and,
pretty much reading off the
advancing
Wikipedia,
them
is
with
what I
their
would
own
say.
DNA, and so that created, us in a sense.
Okay, so I think I've seen the exact YouTube video that you're getting this knowledge from, yeah, where the Anunnaki came down, they genetically modified the humans that were here to become their slaves,
The hominids.
to mine the gold for them.
And yes, and during the first
And then there was a great war.
After they had when they first did this with the hominids, there was no interbreeding allowed. Then they had genetically, modified it to where they created basically a slave race, a serfdom. And a couple of the Anunnaki higher ups, they decided to give people the opportunity to breed.
I was going to kill him
and advance themselves.
I was not praying there.
That's where they screwed up. They gave us the rights, so we took it.
You think that's where the story of Prometheus comes from?
I'm not sure, possibly,
Maybe
but
they
I
can
mean, it's like
photosynthesis
once they
reducing
gave us
caloric
the power of fucking, they basically, it was like free reign. We outproduced them.
If I could see a
heads and
mammal
shoulders
or
fast.
I can only go
Rabbits,
off
we're
of
talking
Earthling type
bang, bang,
science. So
people everywhere.
if I know,
So and that's they
I'm not gonna
created
talk over 'em.
the deluge, the story that you'll hear about Noah and stuff like that. They it's a story copied from Gilgamesh story epic. It's a Sumerian tale of a king who they basically had to go do all these crazy tasks and epics and all those other things like that to improve his greatness. And when the Anunnaki basically were about to be overthrown, they got up in their ship and they left. Some of them left.
Bamboozled by the
And then they
Bamboozle.
caused the deluge to happen. The
It's
tidal
known that
waves and
cannibalism grants
water and stuff like that, which
supernatural
is probably they melted an ice dam. This
I
this
thought
location.
cannibalism
and
does
caused
something like
400
mad
into
cow
water,
disease.
Who knows? But around 12, it's about
The
I want
flavonoid.
to say 10 to 15,000 years ago. That's when it happened. Like the deluge happened. So it's whatever they were pissed off about, they decided to wipe off. And so they created this water catastrophe. And then after, however much time it took for
I'm wearing
the
this
Earth to
shirt
get back to
in this
normal,
honor.
they came back down and they tried again.
Not enough data to know.
They restarted over civilizations and things like that. Basically, and
Did we
this
start
has a lot
over
to
without
do
them?
no, with them, they were definitely still in charge. They were still on the king's lists and things like that because during this time, this was around the time of the Egyptians and stuff. So the Sumerians, they were pretty much toasted. And this is they advanced on.
Pretty sure the
they tried
Great Flood
to,
happened way before the
but
Egyptians.
They lost, basically their power, and they lost the connectivity with the people.
Great Flood.
Here and there.
There's some archaeological
So they had
evidence
broken
that
up
some land bridges had
into
broken,
different
fled
factions.
some
Some
small
moved,
tribes.
some went
but
into the earth
there's
and
no...
lived subterranean lives. Others left
Oh no.
to live off-world and things like that.
Fart.
All right, you just mentioned subterranean. Do you think
Yeah.
there is a hollow Earth?
Well, let's say about the Hollow Earth. I'm not sure.
Actually, I
mean,
want
but
to know
I
about
do
the
know about the
subterranean
story
people.
of that one army general. I believe it's an army general who flew over the poles to just I guess to see what was there, and that's where this kind of started from. He said that there was a subterranean, you know.
Yeah, there is like satellite imagery of stuff like that, of like giant holes and like caverns
Yeah,
and stuff
and then
like that.
there's
in
also a lot of
Antarctica and
cover-up
stuff like that.
stuff. It's like, why do they have to cover up stuff? And you're not allowed to go up there. You're not allowed to go between 60 miles for the center of the tops and the bottoms of the Earth.
The chat definitely,
Can't go anywhere
wants to
near it.
stay on the subject. They want to know more about the subterranean people that you mentioned.
Oh, right. Well, the subterranean people would be considered, I would say, the reptilians.
Reptilians.
That's a thing of. That's kind of, I don't want to say who the Anunnaki were, but they have that. There was that ability that they possessed that was about that. So there's a connection between the subterranean people and they feed off of negativity and bad energy. So what they do is we don't see them as they are because for some reason they have a way to manipulate our mind into what we see by not letting us see them or whatever in the way they
Try
are.
not to shake your phone so much.
Oh yeah, sorry. This dog. I was just petting the dog.
Alright, so do you think there are
Shake
multiple races of alien-type beings? Do you think, like...
Yeah, well, I mean, like
There's
during the
reptilians
Cold
or
War,
greys or
the
whatever.
KGB said that they have a book of they have written about 84 different races. I think maybe a few more, maybe a few less. So there's a book out there that labels the different species and different I guess sects of aliens that we've come in contact with or they've come in contact with, and the government has come in contact with and talked about and talked to, and prevented this and the other.
Has he seen the S-Visos
So-
of Futurama with the subterraneans?
There is
That's what
a
I'm gonna find
much
out.
bigger battle happening for us, basically. If we are able to advance into the intergalactic, then we have the option of becoming part of something great.
Alright,
But if we're kept down, we lose and we become a food source. And if we're allowed to be stupidified
you gotta ask me
by
about COVID-19
everything that they
too.
put in us and everything that they do to us, we will lose anything, any dreams, any hopes, be pointless. If we allow them to
Ha ha ha, this is the
vaccinate
best
us
episode
in
ever.
their whatever it is, don't. I'm not saying it's good, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying no before you go.
Alright, the chat wants to know, did you watch Futurama?
Oh yeah, love that show.
Have you seen the episode with the subterraneans? Is that like the sewer people?
Yeah, kind of. Where they basically the sewer people.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Is it the sewer people that you guys are referencing?
Aye, thanks for the lurk, you
Yeah, that's the subterranean people.
Be sure
Yeah,
not to
Okay,
mute the
yeah, they're
screen
talking
or
about the
it
sewer
doesn't
people.
count
The
as
sewer
a mute.
mutants.
Yes, the sewer
yeah, the sewer
people.
mutants. Yeah.
Ha 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 ha.
Yeah,
Yeah, and they
Leela's
found out that
mom.
Leela is actually one of them.
Leela's a sewer mutant. Yeah.
What was the reference though? Do you think X-Men also goes into that, where there's a faction of mutants that live in the deep, old abandoned subways and stuff like that? Do you think there's people or factions that live under? Do you think, like, for instance, do you think any Nazis escaped to a subterranean lair?
Is there a faction of
No.
mutants?
If anything, the only place they could have escaped to was possibly Hitler might have gotten away to Argentina, and lived happily the rest of his
believable.
days and made family, and which is really wacky. Really wacky, but it is possible.
That's a
But the only thing
conspiracy
is,
I will
they
claim
have his
that is
dental, they
possible.
have his teeth in the bunker where he was supposedly dead. So there's some
Yeah,
definitive
the
shit on
Russians do.
that. Now, however, the Nazis were going to build a base in Antarctica that was going to be crazy if they would have been able to do that. They had gone to Antarctica basically to look for stuff.
What kind of stuff? Like UFO stuff? Ethereal stuff?
Yes.
Hellish
UFO
stuff?
They'd gotten some information that was either, here nor there about what Antarctica was happening. Oops. Stay with me now.
You're still on, technically. The camera's still on.
That's good. Okay. Just, I got some messages that I'm dealing with. Okay. Yeah.
It's fine. I'm just going through the chat to see if I missed any questions.
Covered.
Okay. We're jumping into COVID-19.
Okay, great. No, we don't want to talk about that. Yeah, right. Okay, it was designed, it was man-made. I mean, it was made in the lab. We can pretty much all agree with that.
We can all agree with that.
I hope. This Chinese doctor lady who's
lab.
been studying coronaviruses, and
That's what they say.
we funded it. So, what was the purpose for it and things like that? There is no purpose for any kind of funding or anything of that nature. There is no reason for it.
What was the purpose for the virus?
To basically study its jump ability from animal to animal. That was the only reason it was paid. It was paid to play.
So you don't think anyone did this market bat thing? Ate an undercooked bat, was standing next to a bat and smelled it funny. You don't think it came from a bat? You think it came from a lab?
It was from a bat, yes, but intentionally.
LOL undercooked bat.
It was basically a disease they found in bats that they decided to play
That's
with
the first report.
because they wanted to
Somebody
study
ate, like, undercooked bat. I don't know.
basically transferability.
I get my knowledge from Reddit. Yes, so the avian type flus do come from birds and bats and other
Pigs
flying
and
animals.
swine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean,
I need to get my
with
knowledge
all
from this man.
animals and
Well, you
all the ways that we breed them
Jesus
and
of
keep
suburbia.
them together tightly close pinned and all that other crap, it's bound to happen. Where you'll have diseases jump from species to species.
Okay.
But
so was this
at the advancement and the level that we saw and that we're seeing now, it is advanced by people. It is not possible in nature for a coronavirus to be transferred to, human, but they did it.
All right, so do you think it was intentional or unintentional release from this lab?
Whether it was unintentional or intentional, it remains to be seen. It's a matter of, why were we funding this? Why was this even being looked at? Because it was going to be intentional.
Oh, sorry, dogs are barking. I have no idea what they're barking at. I know what they're barking at. All right, so COVID-19 in America. What are your thoughts?
What do you mean?
Doggo
Like-
going crazy.
Do you
Bats.
think COVID-19 is as
A bioweapon?
No, do you think it's as dangerous
The
as?
flavonoid.
Do you think that the economy should have shut down? Do you think there should have been Do you think people should be wearing masks?
Well, see, that's the thing is no, I don't think we should have shut down. And no, I don't think the way they handled it is probably not the best way to do it, because even when they had the Spanish flu and all these other things that had come up.
Well, the Spanish flu killed lots of people. That was wiping America out.
Yeah. And you didn't see anybody shut down business or anything like that.
It's because I don't think they knew what to do back in the 1910s, 1920s.
Had he ever lived under a bridge, they should not have shut down.
Do you think people should still social distance and or wear a mask in public?
Well, I'm not a doctor, and I'm not anything like that, but the way...
And does he hang with
if it's your time, then it's your time.
So, okay, when you go out in public, do you try to stay away from people? Do you wear a mask? Do you do anything like that?
Well, I mean, I would say I try to avoid being, around people that look sick. I mean, I know it's not the best to say profiling is the way to go, but sometimes you have to look, listen, and feel your way around.
Feel? I hope you're not feeling people.
Yeah, you gotta feel them bumps.
The chat wants to know if you've ever hung out with a group named the River Bottom Boys.
When the shoe fits.
No, I haven't. What is... No, I have not.
I don't really know exactly what the River Bottom Boys is either, but...
Is that like a... Is that like the Muppets? Brother, where art thou? The Soggy Bottom Boys?
I think they're going based off of your beard and your scraggliness.
Oh, yeah.
Do you tend to hang out with like
LOL, the Soggy Bottom Boys.
Do you tend to hang out with Bushmen? I don't know what to call them.
I am a Bushman. You can't hang out with more than one.
You can't.
Transients.
Oh, they want to know if you've have you hung out with transients before? Homeless people.
Whoa. No, I have not, unfortunately.
Do you fraternize?
I don't want to say I'm
transients?
too good for that, but I have not. I'm a trans thespian.
I don't know what that is exactly. A trans thespian?
Yeah.
Ha 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 ha.
All right. I definitely.
Have you stepped on a transient?
They want to know, have you ever stepped on a transient? By transient, I'm going to go ahead and assume they are talking about homeless folk. Hobios.
Oh.
Have you ever stepped on one?
Hobolos.
Hobo sapiens.
Hobo sapiens.
Hobo sapiens.
Have you ever been to Tent City in Houston?
No.
Have you seen it recently?
No, I haven't. Is it not tinty?
It's very tinty. It's over there by Minute Maid Park.
Drove by once. Had he been to Burning Man?
No.
What do you think about like tent cities inside of cities?
How many?
Hobo. Well, I'm just saying. What are your thoughts on like hobo towns in the middle of a city?
Hey, well, I mean.
Do you think people should be able to prop up a tent and?
Well, that is squatting. That has a lot to do with who owns what. What land do you own?
Well, I'm asking you personally. Do you think people have the right to put up a tent under a bridge?
Right. Well, that's the thing is if that starts happening everywhere, it's just it's gonna be shitty for the land. It's not very good for the environment. So they huddle them all up into an even one singular shitty spot. So if they're gonna shitty up a spot, it'll be in one spot versus everywhere.
Government owns all the land we rent.
Chat wants to know: Have you ever been to Burning Man?
No. Oh man, it would be kind of fun, but no, I haven't gone that crazy yet.
Have you? in your younger years, you have gone to raves, right?
Oh yeah.
Can you go into any details? You don't have to go into the unsolicited illegal things, but any raves that just like blow your mind?
Where it's basically you
Okay,
are
the juggalo thing.
in a very large open field and you don't know why.
So you've gone to raves in a
music
field.
bumping and thumping and lights are blazing.
So you've been on the outside ones.
What do you mean outside ones? How do you outside a rave?
Well, you just said you were in a big open field with lots of music and bam-a-lammins.
Oh yeah, well I mean inside ones would be like a club, like a rave. Like yeah, I've been to a couple in Atlanta. They had some pretty cool clubs there. I've been to outside rave in California, in Mojave Desert. I mean it's just a matter of it's like.
Do you know any
Woodstock.
rave moves?
Do what?
Do you know any rave moves? La discothèque.
That's all you get for right now.
That is perfectly fine. All right. In the past, I have talked about ICP in the past.
Yeah.
So they know that you kind of introduced me to the ICP music. Insane Clown Posse for the chat who doesn't know.
Yeah.
Would you have ever considered yourself a juggalo?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
ICP.
Juggles? No, not really. No, I mean, I thought about it for a while about wanting to be one, but you know, I don't go all
Trophy,
out when it comes to that.
congratulations.
Yeah, to my
I like
recollection, I don't
100
remember you
messages
ever
today
painting
with
your
Rest Green
face,
chat.
at least, like them.
Yeah, like a Joker's card. Yeah.
But
He
we
never
did
put in his
have a
Juggalo
giant like
application.
stereo in our living room, like one of those like $1,000 home stereo systems with like the 4-foot tall speakers and the
Probably more than
woofers.
that.
And,
Yeah, but yeah.
yeah, I was a
And
kid.
I used to bump that
Yeah,
shit.
when my parents weren't home, he would put the CDs
Hey,
in this
Brian.
thing
Like 'em putting chemicals in the water.
and
They
just
turn the
destroy
friggin'
the house with either techno music, I don't know what to call it, rave
Yeah.
music, or ICP, like haunt your memories. Like I'm 10 years old and he's playing Boogie Woogie Woo about some dude
Yeah.
murdering children.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to an ICP concert?
Yeah, I haven't been to a concert, but I've heard they're pretty crazy.
I was downtown once when one got out, and I saw a lot of juggalos come out in like the bar
Yeah.
district. So that was
Yeah, when you see people with tattoos and they got hatchets on them and shit, that's when you know that's I'm not going there.
Do you know the drink they drink?
Who is physically
Fago!
stronger between Fizzle
He
and
knows.
Bilbo?
Oh, that's perfect.
They sell it at the gas station right here.
When I saw it, because I've only just been introduced to the Fago thing, I saw one
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm pretty sure I've seen my brother drink that.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure you've drinking the blue or the orange one.
Oh yeah.
At
Oh
least-
yeah. Well, I mean, they
at
have
least
a
recently, too.
the peach and cotton candy.
Arm wrestle.
Yeah, the blue and
Yeah.
the orangish one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like it?
Yep. Yeah, it's terrifically sugar.
Alright, the chat wants to know who's physically stronger between me and you. I would definitely say it's my brother. He is bigger than me.
Why is it always gonna be about fighting one another, huh?
I don't know. We
Why
haven't
can't
fought
we just
since
love
I was like
everybody?
we haven't
Just come
fought
give me
in like
some
15
hugs.
years. I think it was
Yeah.
like 15 years ago was that last big fight that we had.
What are you talking about? We've never really actually fought.
We got in that one fight with scared mom. Remember she was gonna call the cops?
No, well, that wasn't a fight.
It was in the living room. Anyway,
Yeah, I know. I remember. wasn't even serious. Nobody actually threw any. Nobody ever actually threw anything.
Ha 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 ha.
All right, chat. What else we got? All right. Are there any other topics that you want to go over?
I mean, all of them, but I mean, no, I mean, we'll figure it out. I mean, this is the first run, so
I wouldn't fight
I gotta
Fizzle
get
with
my
his large
info
stone
together
collection.
so I can have my attainment.
David Ick.
I gotta get my where my papers.
David,
Gotta get my papers.
Is that the
Gotta give him the
Scientology
attainment.
guys? Hold on. We're getting some more requests from chat real fast. Do you know who David Icke is?
Yes, I've heard of him. He's a big I wouldn't say conspiracy guy, but he's a big propounder in the whole 5G's evil. You know, there's evil everywhere kind of guy. He's an English guy, British guy. Some of his information is pretty good, and some of it's kind of wacky at the same time. So you gotta, take it with a bucket of salt.
Okay, so I don't know anything about David Icke. Would you say that he's like a British Alex Jones? Like,
Not really an Alex Jones. More along the lines of a British, just a guy
he's gone over the reptilians.
everything is connected and everything's a conspiracy.
He thinks they're real.
Guy.
He thinks it's the Anunnaki.
He's been in the limelight for decades. This guy's he's written books. He's really well known about. But I mean, it's like everything he comes out with, there's something to shut him up at the same time. But he's real big right now because of this whole COVID stuff, and he's been trying to say that the COVID-19 and the 5G are tied together. So, but I mean, he's got some information that it seems like it's possible, but and then again, this goes so far up over everybody's head, it's not even funny. That the cabal is running everything.
So yeah, speaking of cabal, do you think there is like a shadow government, a cabal, the Illuminati?
No, not any way possible.
So my question is, do you think there's only like one shadow government, like a world government behind the shadows pulling the string? Do you think there's multiple factions vying for power? What do you think?
Well, no, I don't think so.
The FBI is already here. Like,
well, I mean, no, that's absolutely wrong.
all right. So what I want to, but seriously, do you think there's like one or multiple?
It's got to be like there's going to be one big evil, but it's spiderwebbed into many little factions, and each of these little factions are run by dickheads that have their wants and dreams too. So they go off and they go do their things, and sometimes they, go overboard, or they bypass, rules and regulations. I don't know their rules and regulations, but you know how evil is.
Yeah, evil is evil.
Yeah, and when you've got this crazy, kid stuff that's happening in the media, and they're finally cracking down on, and they're finally exposing all these dirty bastards. It's just like, I hope that they expose all of it, because it's everybody. People need to know. If they're not ready for it or not, they need to know that the facts need to be given to them.
I forget his name because I'm bad with names.
Fucked.
But did
Nazi base in Antarctica.
did that guy kill himself in jail?
Can I ask about the
Epstein?
Red Room?
Yeah. Jeffrey Epstein?
Yeah, Jeffrey Epstein.
Come on. No. That dude was murdered.
Was he murdered or was he suicided?
He was the link in the chain, or so they thought. But it turns out that Anthony Weiner had all the shit downloaded from the emails and shit like that. He had all the information, and they started letting that spill. They had a video on there of Rodham and that other lady cutting a kid's face up and doing nasty crap to. It's it's horrible. It's horrible.
Who do you think was behind it?
Oh, that's impossible. Who was behind it? Who knows, man?
FBI.
I don't know. I really don't know who if there was just be one person behind that entirety of that shit.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I could honestly believe that Jeffrey Epstein did not kill himself.
Come on, it seems to be like, oh yeah, the cameras were turned off on his suicide cell, and he murdered himself.
Yeah,
like, no,
and
that's too obvious.
His cellmate was a big, hulkish dude.
Yeah, sure, buddy.
There's a new Epstein documentary on Netflix.
Oh, there's apparently an Epstein documentary on Netflix.
I haven't seen it quite yet. I don't know if that I want to
Ask
waste
him
any more
what he
time with
thinks
it.
about your show.
Because, I mean, everybody that seems to be coming out and dropping dimes on everybody that's doing this shit ends up dead.
That could be true.
Yeah, I mean, there's a guy just recently who jumped off of a bridge and was hit by a car.
Kind of like the doctors
What?
that were suiciding themselves after they found a cure to COVID or whatever.
Oh, yeah, sure. I don't know about all that.
Oh, you haven't heard those conspiracy theories?
Jesus, no.
Yeah,
After
supposedly
this
there's
COVID,
like 3 dead doctors.
This has kind of put me in a kind of overload. It's like I'm sick of it for a while.
Oh, you're tired
It's
of the
too much
diseases?
bullshit.
Alright, you are also an avid hunter. I'm gonna segue into that. What is the largest animal you've killed?
That I've killed?
Yeah.
Do people count?
Would you consider that largest? I feel like if you've killed a moose, that would be larger than a person. Some pigs.
No,
are
I've
probably
definitely
large.
not killed a moose, but deer is the biggest thing
Yes,
I guess
he
I've killed.
They want to know. Yeah, he does fish, so I would say
Saltwater, freshwater. I also build koi ponds and saltwater fish tanks, freshwater fish tanks. You know, I do aquaculture.
Tell us a fish
You know,
story.
all kinds of stuff.
chat wants to know a fish story.
Fishing, like,
They
or
just,
like
they
my
fish.
or my ponds, like when those
No,
remember
no,
the
no.
big koi
Fishing,
I had
fishing,
that I was
fishing.
raising?
Yeah, no, yeah.
I had these like 2.5 foot long koi. They were like huge koi. I used to have ponds in the backyard. I used to just go out and feed my fish.
A horrible looking koi pond that he
I had
made in the
huge
backyard.
fish. Huge.
I like it. Oh, it was cool. Eye roll.
Have you tasted human flesh on your travels in the wild?
Okay, here's a strange
Is the
question.
pond still there?
Oh no, so just real fast with the koi pond story. No, the koi pond later turned into a trash pile, which then ended up getting buried. So the backyard is back to normal. It's just a flat piece of land now.
Yeah. Because you gotta fill in that hole.
I don't know what is, like, if you started digging up earth, I don't know what would be in there. People would probably think that it was some kind of treasure hole. 10 years, like 100 years from now, people go, "Whoa, why is this piece of wood in here? They're trying to hide something."
Yeah.
So, which is probably how the whole Oak Island thing started.
Yeah.
I've got one strange question in chat. Have you ever tasted human flesh?
I don't know.
Yeah, I could also say I don't know because I've eaten in like
don't
third
know.
world countries.
Because if it, I'm sure it's been fed to us. I'm sure more
I
of
don't
you
know what
have
the-
eaten it. Trust me.
I don't know what the military feeds
You guys
people.
eat McDonald's, don't you?
Yeah, who knows? If you've read The Jungle as well, all sorts of things went into ground meat.
Is that Upton Sinclair?
Yeah, that was the guy
H.
who
Upton
did
Sinclair?
the meat packing stuff in the 1940s.
Soylent Green.
Yeah, I think it's Upton Sinclair. Is that right? I think we talked about that.
The funny thing is, Flavin, Soylent Green is actually an actual product that is being sold
Delicious.
these days. Which I laugh
Gotta love the old
every
people.
time. It's supposedly a soy.
Recycled every drop.
It's supposedly soy protein, but they've called it
It's people.
Soylent Green.
Yeah.
And
I think they named it because of the recyclable. Hey, remember that movie? What's it? Cloud Atlas or something?
yeah, and Cloud Atlas.
Which one is
they
it?
go. Yeah, Cloud Atlas. They go over. That's one of
Yeah.
my favorite movies.
Yeah.
They
I
recycle
like
the
that.
workers to feed
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, but I mean that's a movie that's a precursor to what they want to do with us.
I mean, that is possible. I would also say the movie Idiocracy is more the path that we're going on. But,
A little bit, but I don't think you would last
Agreed.
that long if you're that dumb.
I don't know.
Everybody with the
The dumb
dead hand
people are
system
breeding
had already
faster
been,
than the smart
activated.
people. That's why in Cloud Atlas you've got the tribal dumb people, and you've got the super high-tech human people. They're gonna
Yeah.
split off into two factions when they build that wall.
Build that Wall.
All right. So the fish story was about a fishing story. Is there anyone that jumps out at you?
Well, not really. I mean, fishing is fishing. You go out there, you get your rods ready, you throw out your little baits, and you zip them out a couple times. You bites or don't bite.
Are there
It's not
like
really much
dangerous
excitement.
fish? Are there sharks?
I've caught sharks before, and if I catch sharks, I mean, depending on what size they are, I'll eat them.
So
They're
you've
delicious.
eaten shark.
Yes, it's delicious.
Have you eaten barracuda? Barracuda's pretty good.
I guess you caught a barracuda.
Does he have a fish tank?
No, he does not have a fish tank. He used to have a fish tank. I don't know. What'd you do with your fish tank?
Yeah. My fish tank's over at a friend of mine's house. They got it used right now. Because it's too big. It's like 120 gallons.
Well, you used to have that small one.
30 gallon? Yeah, 30 gallon boat front, yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. And I've raised pretty much every fish you can put in a fish tank. Saltwater and freshwater.
Yeah, that's true. Alright, Chad, is there anything else? I see that you have a guest, so I don't want to hold you too much longer. I'm just saying what the chat is
yeah,
going to wrap up.
If you want to wrap this up, and then we can continue in the next time.
Well, the next time is going to be your segments, hopefully.
Okay.
I think what you had said before is you really don't want to deal personally with the chat. You just want to do your tangents and your topics.
Yeah, usually, yeah. But I mean, I see the chat's helping. It kind of focuses on a direction people want to hear about.
Yeah, they want to meet you, so they want to ask all the questions. At one point, someone asked, "Do you condition your beard?"
I do, when necessary, not every day, but yes, it's important. It's just like hair. You gotta do the thing. These flowing locks. I should be bald, but I'm not.
Why should you be bald?
Because I'm almost 40.
Should I almost be bald?
No, you're like 4 years younger than me. Shut up. Get the heck out of here with that.
Chad is telling me to thank you for blessing them with the info that you have provided.
I will. I can't wait to drop all the craziness.
If you guys do want to follow him, he is LonewolfMcdoozle on Instagram. He doesn't post that much, but
No, I don't. But I've got a lot saved, and I'm connected to a lot of people that do post quite a lot. And it's let me tell you, I'm a guy, so there's gonna be a lot of female stuff on there.
Do you share a lot? I don't know how Instagram works.
I put out pictures every now and then, but it's mainly just like I put out stuff about rocks, minerals, things I find. I take pictures. Knives. I do a lot of knives. I'm a real big blade guy.
So Reddit would call you a mall ninja. You haven't heard that phrase before until like a month ago when I told you.
A what?
A mall ninja? You're the guy who, when you go to the mall, remember like the sword stores? You would definitely be drawn into the sword
Yeah,
store.
but I advanced past that to the next,
You've got
up to that
you've
level.
got throwing knives, you've got ninja stars.
Yeah, I mean, I've got it's everywhere. I got corners, and I got guns everywhere, knives everywhere, swords everywhere. It's everywhere.
He's a weapon enthusiast, folks. He is a mineral and gem and stone enthusiast. I feel like
and precious metals too.
Precious metals.
Gotta buy that silver.
He will buy
Gotta love
your
that
silver. He doesn't care if it's going up or down, he will buy it. I don't know how much gold he owns.
I don't know any. Trust me, I'm not in the gold yet. I got about like 10 pounds of silver. That's about it.
Well, how answer me this: how would silver help you in an apocalyptic environment? Let's
Well,
say
it
let's say the
depends.
dollar
Do
collapses.
I
How would
have the
silver
means
help
of
you?
making it smaller?
Found a
You know, I
silver
would have to
quarter.
turn it into like coins or something myself. But you would have to basically find somebody who wants it. It's like one of those things in an apocalypse. Goods and services totally changes. You know, if from what's valued and what's not. It could be in apocalypse. Precious metals can be totally garbage.
Yeah, that's been always my thought. If the economy collapsed, no one's gonna do shit for silver.
Maybe not.
It's gonna
Who
be
knows?
food and bullets.
But it's not
probably.
collapsed. It's possible. I mean, I know how. You know, just gotta buy the reloading supplies.
Okay, so I've had this question before from a British audience. What is your favorite gun?
Well, it'd be the assault rifle.
Just like like an M4 or AR-15?
Yep. Collapsible buttstock. You know, short and barrel. You know, either in 5.56 or 2.23 rounds. I was
A
a
reflex
gunner.
sight or a scope?
No, not so much. I mean, I just do open sights. I don't really need all that pizzazz. I know what I'm doing.
What do you think? Okay, we'll just go over this topic real fast. On gun legislature, do you think there should be better background checks? Do you think magazine sizes?
Oh, man. Well, I mean, I would love to say, yes, I think we need tougher gun restrictions, but then again, I don't. You know, the tougher gun restrictions, that only hurts people, you know, that can get them from getting them. Because criminals, if they want a gun, they're going to get a gun. They don't follow the rules. And that puts people at risk. When you put people at risk, having rules that prevent people from protecting themselves is fucking flagrant.
Do you think everyone should own a gun and or be trained in guns?
Everybody should be trained. Everybody doesn't have to. Everybody doesn't have to own a gun. That's their own prerogative. But I do believe everybody should at least spend 2 years, like it or not, in the service. Discipline, motherfuckers, discipline.
For the longest time, I agreed with that sentiment. I thought when you turned 18 in America, you should have to do 2 years in the military. No, if
It ain't gonna hurt.
Doesn't have to be a combat role, but I think
No, it doesn't. Any self-training discipline. That's all they need. We just need, because it's an art that has not been transferred from lineages down the line here. Remember, Dad was pretty hardcore, and then when he left, there was nothing after that.
Yeah, if you're
So
not
it's
smart,
like,
you're gonna be strong.
yeah, you know, because if you're not good in the business world or in the finances department, you got to be good outside. Survival, doing things, you know, I mean, living, creating.
Awesome. Are there any other final thoughts?
Keep up the good work. Be strong. Keep that immunity up. Immune system. Get it up, get it up, get it up.
How do people improve their immune system?
Oh, geez, man, I'm not a doctor.
Yeah, well, you can't say up
know?
your immunities. But how?
Yeah, well,
how
I mean, that's what they're saying. They're saying you keep your immune system up and you won't have to worry about much.
what is
I
that
mean,
like? Eat a
when's the last time
spoonful
you
of
were
dirt
sick?
every day?
When's the last time you were sick? It's been decades for me.
I don't know. I get sick once a
Okay.
year.
Really? Damn, it's been
usually
literally
like
decades.
sinus infections.
I haven't been sick in 10 plus years.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Flavin, didn't you drink or put this in your water? Colloidal silver? Travis, you ever do that?
I have not. I've heard about it.
Did you do that?
You know, it's just a. Yeah, what? You've heard about it? You've drank it before? What is it?
Have you done it?
Just drinking silver? Yeah. So I mean, it's like my girl.
Yeah.
She
No, but
she
I have
said
some.
that she's had it before. That colloidal silver.
What is it supposed to do? I've been told it's just a big old hoax.
Possible.
You're supposed to
Yeah,
mix it with
I mean,
your drinking
unless,
water.
I mean,
but I'm
unless people want action. They want results instantaneously. It's not going to work because the body's only going to take in what it needs and then piss out the rest.
Yeah, it's like homeopathy.
Homeopathy,
So,
yeah. I do not believe in homeopathy either.
You want these things. You want to be upped in your vitamins and minerals and things like that. But then again, if you put too much of it in you, it's bad. It's gonna do the opposite effect because you're gonna over intake.
I'm almost on the same bus. I pretty much say get a multivitamin, get a hard multivitamin, break that bitch in half. Either take one half in the morning and one half at night, or just do a half a day. Drink plenty of water. Make sure you guys hydrate.
Yeah, that's not a bad way to go. But then again, it's like also people are infusing water with crystals and they're
I've seen that at yoga shops. I think that's bullshit. I don't know what you believe, but a crystal in your tank.
Pretty. I mean, you can't see the results. You can't see the results yourself because you're trying to give water a vibe.
Antimicrobial effect.
That's all you're doing. That's the only thing that the crystals do is they hold.
Wouldn't that hurt your own
energy
microbes if you ingested it?
They dissipate energy.
Like you've got good
so some take it in like
inside you.
Like say this little guy right here. This is Numite or some shit like that. It's a basically carbon filter for energy. It eats bad energy. It eats negative energy. Same thing with like this guy right here, Obsidian.
There is data that shows this, but nothing on ingesting it.
Huge negative energy sucker. So when you have those around, it eats up all this negative energy. Well, what do you have that's putting out the good stuff? And that's when you bust out, the Oregon generators and stuff like that. The things that transfer. You have like Aura quartz and things like that from Herkimer diamonds and whatnot. And these would be a good, transmitter of energy. So you gotta have stones that take the bad, stones that promote good. It's too much, man.
Have you seen that one picture where the lady superglued a bunch of different stones all over her steering wheel?
Okay, there is a level of stupidity that you don't need to go to.
Someone said, "Congratulations, you just turned your airbag into a claymore."
Yes, exactly. Stupidity. Yeah. The Darwin Awards coming to an idiot near you.
Okay, but you don't take any off-the-wall chemicals to improve your health or anything like that. You don't.
Yeah, I drink that there H2O, hydrogen dioxide, dihydrogen monoxide.
Yep, it's everywhere. It's slowly killing everyone.
That's right. You gotta watch out for that dihydrogen monoxide. It's gonna get you. No, I don't do goofiness. I don't try not to. If you can't get the benefits from it being right here next to you and around, why in the hell would you put it on your car?
And I'll just wrap it up with this last thing. You do have the biggest sweet tooth of anyone I know.
I love to eat that candy.
He loves candy. He loves cookies. He loves soda. He will go to the gas station at 4 a.m. because he wants to drink a Faygo.
Faygo. Hey, when you're blessed, you gotta have the opportunity. Why waste it? You want something, go get it. You want something, go get it. You want something, go get it.
There you go. I think that's a good way to end this. If you want something, go get it.
Now, don't be breaking all the laws to get it, but do what you need to get it.
Alright, brother. I appreciate you being on the show.
Absolutely. Can't wait till next time.
Hopefully we can figure out a good segment time for you. For you to get your informations out there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being my guest. I'll let you get to your friends there, your lady. And,
All right, I appreciate it.
I appreciate you.
Ta-ta.
Bye. All right, guys. That was the McDoozle. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We got another hour and a half going. Sorry, these things can get out of order. We'll flip back and forth on subjects and subject matter, but I try to keep this chat driven. So anytime you guys ask the guest a question, I want to make sure that it gets answered. I'm pretty sure we went over everything. We will figure out his segment soon. I'm leaning on the McDoozle Bamboozle. A date and time is still to be decided. You can follow him on Instagram, which he shares a lot of not safe for work posts, so I will warn you on that. I meant to also go into a couple other things. He does have lots of tattoos, stuff like that. Alright, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the podcast here. I appreciate everyone for stopping by, and I hope you guys all join him when he starts his own segment on here. Definitely appreciate it. Hope everyone has a good night.
Hey,
I don't
frauds.
like 'em putting chemicals in the water.